Welcome to Magic or Tragic, an Orlando Magic basketball podcast where we'll be talking about the magical moments and the tragical moments of the Orlando Magic during each season and off season. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment below. Now, this draft, we have the 6th pick, which I talked about on my first podcast, the 25th pick, 33rd pick, and the 35th pick of the 2017 NBA draft. A wide open draft, a lot of deep talent. I am hoping we keep all picks and try and go for boom or bust players, but there's a lot of speculation that possibly maybe we're going to try and trade one or two of those picks to maybe land a veteran or move up in the draft. I actually read an interesting article that talked about trading the 6th pick to move down and acquire even more first round picks. As deep as the draft is, I would actually hope we keep that 6th pick because I think there may be about 8 players that could really change your franchise. With that said, we need to change our franchise. I can't explain it. Like, I really don't know what happened with the Rob Hennigan era. I'm not an insider or anything like that. I'm just a fan of the Magic. But we changed drastically from the Magic I used to know. And we used to be a very good team. We used to make it to the playoffs perennially. And that's what I was used to. We had different names come and go, from Shaq and Penny to McGrady to Dwight Howard. I mean, we'd have names like Stevie Franchise, Steve Francis, the Tino Mobley days, the Gilbert Arenas days. Anyway, the last 5 years has been unbearable for a Magic fan, so I'm hoping that can change. But in order for that to change, we need to draft superstars. One thing the Magic have always had and been fortunate with has been superstar players. Now, they didn't get us all the way over the top of the mountain to win that championship, but we came close a few times. And we need that again. So the draft is very important to us because it's going to be hard for us to get a superstar free agent. Also, we need to change the personality of our team. To be honest, the Magic, they're a soft team. There's no other way to put it. They're just a soft team. So I'd like to bring in some tougher players, and we definitely need some more intense players and players who are serious about winning. So with all that said, I'm going to get into who I think the Magic may have an option of drafting at number 25 in this first round. The first player I'd like to see the Magic get with the 25th pick possibly is Ben Adebayo, the center from Kentucky. The first thing that stands out about him is that he is 6'10", 250 roughly, and he's a freshman. So he's already in an NBA body with so much room to grow. He's going to be a rim protector, rebounder, and you're not going to bully him inside. He can play right away for you on any team. And he also brings some of that toughness that I think the Magic are lacking. If I had to compare him to somebody, I would say maybe a souped-up Tristan Thompson. It looks like he could possibly have more offensive game than Tristan eventually. He's pretty quick for a big guy. He gets off the floor quick. When he's going for alley-oops, he can stretch and catch it with ease. So very athletic. And that's who I would compare him to. The second player I want to talk about is Juwan Evans, the sophomore point guard from Oklahoma State. He is another tough, gritty player. the knock on him is that he's a little bit undersized for a point guard, but he can definitely get his shot. He's very crafty. Going to the hole especially, he gets to the hole a lot, and because of his size, he has to finish, and he does. He's pretty crafty at finishing. Actually, he's pretty crafty in his entire offensive game. He shoots runners, floaters, he pulls up mid-range, and he can shoot the three. He averaged about 19 points a game, I think. So he is pretty efficient at scoring. He's very controlled in his game. A lot of point guards, you see them racing up and down the floor. He's a little different. He seems a little more calculated in everything he does. If I had to compare him actually to somebody, I would say a poor man's Chris Paul when you watch his style of play. So he would be an interesting player for the Magic, assuming or if the Magic don't select a point guard with their 6th pick. All right, the third player to talk about is Jordan Bell, the junior forward from Oregon. I wasn't sure about whether or not the Magic should draft this guy, in my opinion, because he basically plays the same position as Aaron Gordon, and he's almost a very similar player to Aaron Gordon, athletic-wise. He's just not as offensively skilled, so it kind of doesn't make sense. But again, if you're trying to change the culture and attitude of this team, then he makes sense. Plus, our bench needs a makeover as well. Like, the whole team needs a makeover, so you just need to start accumulating players. And this guy brings some attitude again, some toughness, and some competitiveness that this team is lacking. He is like a human video game. Him and Josh Jackson, they're like watching a human video game up and down the floor, running and jumping and dunking and just everything. And they bring it all game. And we need some more of that for the Magic. He's going to be limited offensively. However, I would compare him to someone like Kenneth Faried. He's going to be so active that he's just going to make a lot of things happen for you when he's on the floor. Okay, the fourth player we're going to talk about is DJ Wilson, the forward from Michigan. He's a junior, I believe, and he's got a tall wingspan. The knock on him is he's not too skilled when it comes to like creating his shot or dribbling, passing, that kind of stuff. So you're probably asking, well, why would I be interested in a player like him? Because what he does do is he's the next generation of the 3-and-D. Like I said, he stands about 6'10". He's very long. He can shoot the ball. He can shoot the three standing up. And he's going to play defense for you. He's, a tough, gritty, in-your-face guy. Got a little swag to him, which I think we need and I like. He's going to slash, and he's going to be active. Very active on both ends. And I would compare him, Magic fans, you would know this, I would compare him to Matt Barnes when he played for the Magic, but with more playmaking ability. Remember Matt Barnes? He was like our tough guy, kind of like our enforcer. Remember him getting in Kobe's face? He was that kind of guy, but he also hit the three. He did some things. There was a reason to have him on the floor. And I think DJ Wilson is that kind of player, but with more explosion and more playmaking ability. So he would be a nice pick for the Magic, I believe, at 25 if he's there. The last player we're going to talk about is an international player. I think he plays for France. His name is Jonathan Jean. He is 19 years old. He stands 7'2", 195 pounds. Immediately, he's compared to Rudy Gobert because of his length and his athleticism for his length. He's pretty thin. He's going to have to put on some weight, obviously. And he can block shots, and he's quick to get off the floor. But here's why I like him. he is offensively could be a lot better than Rudy Gobert. He shows 3-point shooting ability, which, you know, for a 7'2" guy, if all he does when he's not blocking shots and rebounding and being a rim protector and catching alley-oops, if you've got to spread the floor and you've got a 7'2" guy who could sit behind a 3-point arc and catch it and shoot it, that's a big deal. If you've got Rudy Gobert and then you can step out and shoot the 3, that's a big deal. So he's an interesting player, but he will definitely be a project. He's a boom or bust player, which is the type of player I would hope the Magic would go for, because again, we need superstars. If we bust, then so be it. We've been busting anyway. But he's definitely a boom or bust player, and a player to keep your eye on in the draft for the 25th pick in the Magic. That's going to be it for today. I'm going to get at you next time. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment below. Go Magic.